This was a vast and endless world of ice and snow. Hua! After Luo Feng was sucked in, he felt a terrifying pressure on his body. It was as if he was being pressed down by a huge mountain. Luo Feng spread his wings and resisted the pressure. He steadily floated in the air and looked down at the endless land of ice and snow. This is ice hell? Luo Feng surveyed his surroundings. It was almost as though there were tens of millions of invisible blades in the space, causing it to tremble constantly. Indeed, a true treasure, causing the space to tremble constantly. Under such circumstances, there's no way to use the God Country teleportation. Luo Feng had expected this. Any ceiling treasure would be able to suppress God Country teleportation. The God Country teleportation had a harsh requirement, as the space had to be stable. Like during battle or during energy ripples, one couldn't use the God Country teleportation. I can't teleport too. Luo Feng carefully sensed, discovering that the space ripples within Ice Hell were completely separated from the outside world. Even with the Masha body, I can only teleport within Ice Hell, unable to teleport out. This is similar to the forbidden space in Star Tower. Within the Star Tower there were countless forbidden spaces. Experts could only teleport within a forbidden space and could not teleport to other forbidden spaces. No God Country teleportation, no teleportation, it was like being pressed down by a huge mountain. This was how Luo Feng felt when he first entered Ice Hell. The only thing that made him happy was, he could connect to the virtual universe. Impressive. I've been in Star Tower, Demon Mountain, Primal Universe, Blood River World. Anyway, I can connect to the virtual universe anywhere I've been. Luo Feng couldn't help but exclaim. This virtual universe was indeed everywhere, even within true treasures and treasures, it was all connected. Master, the space we're in now is too special. The large scanner is unable to function normally here. The mini scanner can still function normally. Babata's AI reported this to Luo Feng, and Luo Feng nodded. The mini scanner's technology far exceeded the large ones, and it was useful in Ice Hell. The Venerable locked me in the Ice Hell for a long time. It shouldn't be that simple, right? Thought Lin Fan. Luo Feng slowly descended from the sky and landed on the snow. Stepping on the snow, Luo Feng began to walk, every step covering over 1,000 kilometers. I'll take my time to explore this Ice Hell and see why the Green Knight locked me here. Luo Feng walked on the snow, and the footprints he left attracted another great being from Ice Hell. Paw print. What kind of claw print is this? A blurry black shadow landed on the snow. None of the strong ones in Ice Hell should have such a claw mark. Is it a newcomer? Ah, my chance has come. This Ice Hell is really vast. Luo Feng stopped abruptly and looked around. Because the suppression is too strong, my spirit energy can only cover tens of thousands of miles. However, I can only see the edge of Ice Hell. I've already walked hundreds of thousands of miles, but I still can't see the end of the snow and ice mountains. It was just like how the sealed star, which was the size of a marble, had a sealed space within it. It was just like how a ring could contain an entire world. The ice purgatory was the most important treasure of the blue armored venerate. The space within it was much larger than what it looked like from the outside. Who? Luo Feng took a deep breath, the coldness seeping into his chest as he continued forward. They all say that there are many warriors locked up in Ice Hell. I don't believe that I won't meet any. Luo Feng continued forward. Footprints were left in the snow, and every one of them was over 1,000 kilometers apart. A normal person wouldn't be able to track them at all. However, to an absolute warrior, a distance of over 1,000 kilometers was just a single step. Master, sneak attack. The mini scanner swiftly alerted. Rumble. Luo Feng flapped his wings, causing the space to tremble as he rose into the air. A black beam of light streaked past Luo Feng and landed on the snow. Luo Feng looked down from high up in the sky. There was a completely black life form entrenched in the snow. It had an 8 m long body, and a saw-like tail that was even longer than its body. It had a pair of extremely long fangs and its eyes burned with black flames. It stared at Luo Feng, and its entire body was covered in a layer of black scales. Another race soul-eating beast? Luo Feng was stunned. The soul-eating beast was an extremely rare race in the universe. Like the golden horned beast and the Masha clan, they were all famous for their rarity. This soul-eating beast was comparable to the Masha clan. Such a rare soul-eating beast also had its own natural abilities, and two of them. Human, you actually recognize me. A raspy voice resounded from the soul-eating beast. To actually meet a soul-eating beast in Ice Hell, haha, seems like we are fated to meet. Luo Feng smiled as he descended, stepping on the snow, smiling at the soul-eating beast that was filled with killing intent. Soul-eating beast, I've just entered Ice Hell. I wonder if you can explain the situation here to me? Arrogant and insolent human. The soul-devouring beast shrieked, and with a whoosh, it moved. Fast as lightning. The soul-devouring beast was constantly suppressed in the ice purgatory, so its speed had been greatly reduced. However, the soul-devouring beast's speed was still astonishing. Who? Luo Feng flapped his wings and easily dodged. I'm willing to chat with you, why fight the moment you arrive? Luo Feng smiled casually. The soul-devouring beast let out a hoarse cry and disappeared into thin air. Teleportation? Luo Feng squinted. Behind Luo Feng, the soul-eating beast appeared and opened its huge mouth to bite at Luo Feng. Luo Feng felt the bite and flapped his wings, allowing the soul-eating beast to bite him. Ka. The soul-eating beast fiercely bit down on the Sha Wu wings. However, it felt like biting on a G-grade metal. Soul Blade. Luo Feng turned to look at the soul-eating beast. His powerful willpower and spirit energy formed a blade shape and slashed at the soul-eating beast's soul with the beast god presence. A very simple soul attack. Even though Luo Feng hadn't studied much in the soul aspect, however, his willpower and spirit energy were indeed strong and precise. Unleashing some intricate illusions may be hard, but unleashing a direct soul attack wasn't hard at all. Following the beast god presence, the soul blade slashed out. Even though it was crude, the beast god presence was after all very high level. Luo Feng's move was no weaker than a pinnacle emperor soul attack. Wong. The soul-eating beast was shocked as though it was stunned by the attack. Luo Feng waved his left hand. 6 black balls smashed out one after another, smashing into the stunned soul-devouring beast. Without any resistance, the first black ball smashed into the soul-devouring beast, breaking its bones. The second black ball smashed into the soul-devouring beast, causing it to completely explode. The remaining black balls whizzed past, causing the soul-devouring beast to shatter into countless pieces that drifted away. Oh, the soul-eating beast actually vanished just like that. Vanished? Luo Feng's expression changed. Without forming a solid body and teleporting, how could it vanish? I didn't even use the Feimo poison earlier. To teleport and escape, one had to form a solid body. When a warrior was chopped into pieces, the pieces had no way to teleport and escape. For it to vanish after being chopped into pieces, there was only one situation. That was if the soul-eating beast's body was far away. Then even if the body was chopped into pieces and the undying energy dispersed, the undying energy would have long been imprinted with the soul-eating beast's spirit imprint and would still return to the body. Don't tell me. Clone technique. Luo Feng was shocked. This is actually just one of the soul-eating beast's clones. The soul-devouring beast had 2 great innate secret techniques. The first innate secret technique was the extremely terrifying offensive technique, soul-devouring. The second innate secret technique was the extremely powerful escape technique, doppelganger. The doppelganger formed after using the innate secret technique, doppelganger. In terms of strength, it was naturally much weaker than the original body. However, the clone at least understood the wonders of the laws. As long as the main body understood the laws, the clone would too. After the sneak attack, Luo Feng continued forward. However, he didn't expect that the soul-eating beast would actually attack him twice more. The second time the beast used the soul attack. With Luo Feng's terrifying willpower and the beast god howl, he easily blocked it. He didn't even need the help of the Tower Pearl. The third time the beast used an illusion, but it was still ineffective. Luo Feng's response was the same. He used the Star Map star and smashed the beast to death. Master, that soul-eating beast has used its clones to attack you time and time again. It's obviously testing your true strength. If it feels that you aren't much of a threat, it'll probably use its true body to attack you. If it feels that you are too strong, it'll carefully avoid you. It's very crafty. Jihong said from within the world ring. Master hasn't used his true strength yet. Even the Feimo poison didn't work. Ownheart said. Luo Feng's world ring carried these 2 warriors. As for the other slaves, they followed the golden horned beast. Ownheart was a soul master. Jihong even carried the ancient clock. When the 2 worked together, they would definitely be able to change the outcome of the battle. When Luo Feng had initially planned to steal the black metal board, he had naturally considered the consequences if he were to be captured. Hence, he had left behind 2 powerful helpers for his earth body. After all, even though his earth body was strong, he couldn't burn his godly energy. This was the difference between him and the other warriors. Without burning his godly energy, Luo Feng could easily dominate the other warriors. The moment he did, he would be at a disadvantage. I'll wait and see if its true body shows itself. Luo Feng continued to walk through the snow. He believed that there were other warriors in Ice Hell. From the words of the Green Knight and De La Sha, it's obvious that Ice Hell is terrifying. Just what is so terrifying about it? Tens of thousands of km away from Luo Feng, a black silhouette was hiding there. Gagaga, this human doesn't seem to know how to teleport. However, he's very strong. Even though my clone only has a small portion of my strength, he killed it so easily. He's at least at the pinnacle of the Emperor level. I'll let the others chew on this bone first. The black silhouette vanished. Luo Feng continued to walk in the snow. He wasn't in a rush, treating it like he was admiring the scenery. The soul-devouring beast's main body actually didn't come. I only used this move to scare it, it sure is cautious. Luo Feng continued to walk. Arriving in the ice prison, he had already walked close to 10 million kilometers in a straight line. However, he didn't find any other warriors besides the soul-devouring beast. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. He looked at the distant ice mountain. At the peak of the ice mountain, there was actually a silhouette. The 2 were tens of thousands of km apart. However, with their vision, as long as there were no obstructions, they could easily see each other. That silhouette turned and looked at Luo Feng. He had a huge god body, his entire body covered in feathers. His vertical pupils stared at Luo Feng. It's the Ka-Tu clan. Luo Feng thought. The Card Slaughterer clan was a subsidiary clan of the Demon Alliance. The warriors of the Card Slaughterer clan were known for their coldness and fierceness. When Luo Feng confirmed that the expert standing on the peak of the ice mountain was from the Card Slaughterer clan, he knew that a fight was about to break out. Hua! The distant Ka-Tu clan warrior immediately became a beam of light, leaving a resplendent trail in mid-air as he flew towards Luo Feng. Luo Feng stood on the snowy ground and raised his head to look at the Ka-Tu clan warrior charging over. He waited quietly. The distance between the two was getting closer and closer. The Ka-Tu clan warrior's eyes were filled with endless killing intent and madness. This caused Luo Feng's to reveal killing intent as well. Why do the warriors imprisoned in the ice prison attack other warriors the moment they see them? The Ka-Tu clan warrior immediately unleashed his space lock. The ripples in the surrounding space were completely suppressed. This caused both parties to be unable to teleport. This caused Luo Feng to laugh. The Ka-Tu clan warrior before him probably didn't know how to teleport. In truth, he himself didn't know how to teleport. There was no need for him to unleash his space lock. Human die. The Ka-Tu clan warrior roared, "If I don't die then you die." Boom. A terrifying energy exploded from the Ka slaughterer warrior, shocking the originally calm Luo Feng, igniting his undying body? This is crazy. Even if this expert from the Ka Butcher clan really wants to fight to the death with me, there's no need to burn his divine body without knowing my true strength, right? Burning one time consumes a lot of energy. It will take a long time to recover. Shio. Luo Feng's wings flapped, swiftly dodging the Ka-Tu clan's close combat attacks. Expert from the Ka slaughterer clan, I don't know you at all. You don't even know my strength. Why did you ignite your divine body the moment you arrived? Even if you want to kill me if I'm weak, wouldn't you have burned your god body for nothing? Luo Feng communicated. Wah. The sharp blood-colored blade light sliced through the sky. Luo Feng once again dodged far away. Shio. Luo Feng used the Wu-slaying wings to dodge time and time again. The Ka-Tu clan warrior before him was at least at the pinnacle of emperor level. The moment he ignited his god energy, Luo Feng really couldn't fight him head-on. It was better to dodge and let his opponent expend more energy. Even after I ignited my god energy, I can't dodge as fast as you? The Ka-Tu clan warrior was clearly mad. Human, if you're strong enough, fight me head-on. Even if I die, let me die head-on. Ka-Tu clan warrior, do you think I'm stupid? Luo Feng easily dodged time and time again. No matter how valiant the Ka slaughtering clan warrior was when he ignited his godly energy, he was simply unable to use his strength. He couldn't even touch Luo Feng. If the Ka slaughtering clan warrior knew of the Blade River King's reputation, he probably wouldn't have done such a foolish thing. However, it was obvious that among the warriors locked in the ice prison, only a few knew of the Blade River Emperor. Haha. The Ka-Tu clan warrior suddenly raised his head and laughed loudly. His laughter was like a shockwave that spread in all directions. He stood in mid-air and didn't chase Luo Feng. He just laughed like that. Ha 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 ha. The Ka-Tu clan warrior laughed madly. Even though he stood in mid-air and didn't chase Luo Feng, what shocked Luo Feng was, the Ka-Tu clan warrior was still igniting his god energy and didn't stop. Ka-Tu clan warrior. Luo Feng spoke. Ha! This is fate, this is fate. The Ka-Tu clan warrior raised his head and laughed. I, Nongzong, grew up all the way. I was a genius when I was young. I grew all the way until I was named emperor. I was full of metal because I took too many risks and was trapped in the ice prison. Once I was trapped in the ice prison, I would never be able to get out. Countless eras were wasted in the ice prison. Over the years, my clan has probably forgotten about me. My loved ones are long dead. How many of my friends are still alive? I can't get out. I've wasted so much time and had to fight with you guys for a chance of survival. Haha, I haven't dared to relax for a moment in a trillion eras. I can't take it anymore. Old blind soul eater, all of you can struggle. I won't accompany you. I'll be leaving first. The Ka-Tu clan warrior's voice resounded in all directions. The Ka-Tu clan warrior looked at the shocked Luo Feng. Human, I originally wanted to die in my madness. I didn't think I'd get the chance. You're giving up just like that? Luo Feng asked. So what if I don't give up? Humans, being trapped in the ice prison is the greatest torture. The Ka-Tu clan warrior shook his head. Unless your clan's super being values you and personally comes to take you away. Otherwise there's no hope of getting out. My clan? Haha, they've probably forgotten about me. Let's go, let's go. I'm free. The Ka-Tu clan warrior exploded his god body. Immediately it was like a sun was born. Endless energy rushed in all directions. The Ka-Tu clan warrior didn't care about the human beside him. He was already dying. As for whether the human died from his explosion, he couldn't be bothered to think too much about it. If he died, then he died. Even if he died, it was probably the human's release. Deep within the ice mountain, the soul eater beast was entrenched there. When it heard the voice that spread throughout the ice prison through the burning god energy, its ferocious eyes were slightly stunned. A sliver of sadness flashed past. Old friend, you're giving up just like that? If you want to die, why not by my hands? That way I'll have a higher chance of getting out. The soul eater beast's hoarse voice reverberated in the cave. Thousands of kilometers underground, in a cave, a figure was entrenched. It had a human-like head. Its eyes were closed as it sighed softly. He's free. Deep within the frozen ocean, in a beautiful palace. Another idiot has given up. Good, good, good. The more people give up, the more people die. Then, the higher my chance of getting out. All of you die, you bunch of idiots. In the entire ice prison, when the super experts who had been imprisoned for countless years learned of the death of the Ka slaughterer clan's experts, they were either sad, mocking, or indifferent. Their reactions were different, but no one was shocked. This was because this kind of death had happened many times before. In mid-air, the air currents were chaotic. Luo Feng, who had his wings wrapped around him, slowly opened them. Floating in mid-air, Luo Feng looked at the world ring, weapon, armor, etc. These were the items left behind by the Ka-Tu clan warrior. Suicide. To be able to train to become an emperor, which of them didn't have extremely strong willpower? Which of them didn't have strong beliefs? They were actually forced to suicide. Luo Feng muttered. The words of the Ka-Tu clan warrior reverberated in his ears. It made Luo Feng understand why the Ka-Tu clan warrior wanted to die. The Ka-Tu clan is a weak foreign race. Even if the demon race was here, they wouldn't be able to contact their race. Not to mention that the Ka-Tu clan is just a subsidiary race of the demon race. Luo Feng said softly. They don't have the virtual universe, so they can't contact them. They can only endure endless loneliness. Killing is the main theme of the ice prison. Countless years always alone, always in this ice prison. Unable to leave, unable to contact the race. Always killing, always fighting. 1 year, 100 years, 10,000 years, endless eras, finally collapsing. Luo Feng sighed within. This was the power of time and loneliness. In front of time, even an undying emperor would crumble one day if he was always alone. Just what is going on? Luo Feng was indeed shocked by the Ka-Tu clan warrior's suicide. He no longer had the patience to walk slowly. He immediately became a beam of light and flew at his maximum speed in mid-air. A beam of light flew across the sky. Flying in mid-air, Luo Feng recalled and pondered. The more he thought, the more shocked he was. Back when I accepted the life and death inheritance, I was able to withstand it. Even though it was only 6,000 years, every second was harder than a year. However, that was because I still had my own will. If I was like that Ka-Tu clan warrior and knew his loved ones had died, would I have persevered in the ice prison for trillions of eras? Luo Feng quietly questioned himself. Would he have persevered? Yes. Definitely. Luo Feng nodded. He would definitely get out and think of a way to reverse time and revive his loved ones. If he couldn't revive them, he would have to kill Green Beast Knight for revenge. Because it was Green Beast Knight who robbed him of the time he had with his loved ones. Strength, Green Beast Knight is strong, hence he can lock up many warriors and treat them as a game. Luo Feng thought. I'm afraid that if any of these warriors become Universe Knights, then Green Beast Knight would immediately eliminate them. Luo Feng flew towards the end of the land and skies. Below him was endless snow and endless ice mountains. Finally, Luo Feng saw that transparent huge ice tablet. The ice tablet was majestic, and on it was engraved demon words. No wonder. Luo Feng looked at the words and muttered, what a vicious Green Beast Knight. The transparent ice tablet had demon language carved on it. It spoke of the only chance of survival in the ice prison. Since the last great massacre, there are already 12,000 foreign race undyings locked up in the ice prison. Every one of them has a tag. As long as one is able to gather 10,000 tags, he can safely leave the ice prison. The others who fail will all be killed. This is a great massacre. There was already a great massacre before. A human warrior managed to safely leave the ice prison. Alien races. This is your only chance of survival. If you want to leave, you'll have to fight and steal the tags of the other warriors. Only one of you will be able to leave. Every word was filled with terrifying god energy. The pressure was like a huge wave that crashed into the surroundings. Even the knight himself couldn't make Luo Feng yield, much less the words left behind. What a vicious Green Mantis Knight. Luo Feng muttered, giving the prisoners a sliver of hope, yet completely cutting off their escape routes. 12,000 alien undyings, yet only one has a chance of leaving. The rest will all die. The strong are all unwilling to yield to fate. They will struggle, they will fight. Hence, there will be battles and battles, there will be schemes and plots, there will always be failures and suicides. Luo Feng shook his head. Venerable Zifenko and Venerable Qingfenko were imprisoned by Venerable Zifenko and Venerable Qingfenko, who were either Regis or Undying, who were captured in the frozen Hellstar Belt over countless years, or those with special methods. Most likely, any expert who had a strong background or was valued by the entire race would have already been taken away by the super existences of the race. The clan has forgotten about them. They can only struggle to decide the only victor. Luo Feng sighed. I wonder if the only one that can leave, has he really managed to leave, or, the moment he leaves he'll be killed by Green Mantis Knight. The ice prison couldn't hold the true absolute geniuses. Like Kudi, like Luo Feng, like the Seven Blade Emperors, like Life Destruction Emperor, these absolute geniuses of their races all had emergency methods to call for help. The absolute beings of their races, some universe lords would personally come and bring them away. How would Green Mantis Knight and Purple Mantis Knight dare to go against the universe lord? Teacher Mountain Passenger. Luo Feng thought, you made me come to the ice hell planet to steal the black metal board. That was already an extremely dangerous task. Taking a risk doesn't have much of a use for training. It's not like you. I'm afraid that this ice prison is the place where you train me. Let me feel the struggle of a powerhouse. Let me clearly understand the most basic rule of the universe, the strong eat the weak. Luo Feng thought. Luo Feng stood silently before the huge ice tablet. And about 70,000 kilometers away from Luo Feng, cheat, a transparent leaf slowly peeked out from the snow. That leaf was heading towards Luo Feng. Human. It's a human, the only human in the ice prison. The human definitely has an artifact that connects to the virtual universe, and it's very possible that they have an anonymous connection. The warrior in the depths of the snowy land was instantly excited. The soul-devouring beast from before was too cautious and wasn't willing to fight with Luo Feng for the time being. The dead Ka-Tu clan warrior was also looking for death. Anonymous account, virtual universe. Humanity's virtual universe. The powerful being in the depths of the snowy land could not suppress his anticipation. It was too lonely in the icy prison. The anonymous account, sensors of the humans could also be used by them. In the icy prison, it was definitely a treasure that many powerful beings would fight over, because it could help them get rid of their loneliness. Kill. Kill him, I want to connect to the virtual universe. A blurry 80m tall transparent silhouette fiercely appeared from the snowy land. Following closely, it teleported and vanished. Behind him appeared a huge 80m tall, almost like a 20 to 30 story building. It was a completely transparent life form. The life form's body was filled with leaves. Every leaf seemed to be made of glass. Its thick vines were grabbing onto a very long black chain. Walala, the black chain was like a venomous snake dancing fiercely as it wrapped around Luo Feng. Luo Feng's wings flapped, leaving behind a twisting trajectory in mid-air. He had already flashed behind the life form. The chain didn't wrap around Luo Feng. Instead, it smashed into the snowy land. The snowy land shook and a huge chasm was formed. However, the ice tablet ahead was not damaged at all. Human. The transparent life form roared, no matter how fast you run, it's useless. Oh. The black chain faintly carried with it a black glow. At the same time, its speed was raised to its maximum. For a moment, Luo Feng felt as though there were countless chain images in front of him. This made Luo Feng admit that when the opponent completely unleashed his power, his flying speed was indeed a level lower than the opponent's weapon. Luo Feng's left palm produced 6 glowing purple-black balls. He waved it casually. How? In mid-air, the 6 black balls had countless golden engravings on them. Immediately, the origin laws of the universe were activated. In an instant, a 100m long beast god silhouette appeared in mid-air. It roared and waved its right claw at the transparent life form. The transparent life form didn't dare be careless. It controlled the black chains to block. Pung? The beast god's right claw slammed fiercely into the black chains. It immediately sent them flying and crashing into the distant snowy land, causing the ground to crack and the chains to sink deep into the ground. Howl? The beast god roared. It immediately slammed its claw towards the transparent life form. Shwa. The transparent life form vanished and dodged the claw. The transparent life form appeared behind Luo Feng again. Under the countless transparent leaves, a thick arm grabbed towards Luo Feng. Space lock. Luo Feng activated the space lock arm on his arm guard. The ripples in the vast space around him immediately stopped. The words of the Yinji continent's natives appeared faintly in midair. At the same time, Luo Feng flapped his wings and used the bright moon strategy. His wings were like blades whistling through the air. The transparent life form only felt a peculiar energy slicing through his arm. Wah! A huge transparent arm fell from midair and landed on the snowy ground. Die. In the distance, Luo Feng stood in midair and looked at the transparent life form. The beast god silhouette was roaring and rushing towards the life form. The transparent life form roared and wanted to drill into the ground to escape. Simultaneously, it waved its chains to stop the beast god. However, Luo Feng's absolute willpower and spirit energy was completely comparable to the pinnacle of an emperor level. Along with the star map's power, even the pinnacle of an emperor level warrior would be completely suppressed, much less this transparent life form that was only at the pinnacle of emperor level. The beast god once again slapped away the black chains. After which, its thick right claw grabbed downwards from midair. Selah. It grabbed into the transparent life form's body. 6 black balls covered in Feimo's poison entered its body. No. The transparent life form let out a terrified cry. Its strength was the weakest amongst the survivors in the ice prison. However, its survivability was extremely strong. Firstly, it could teleport. Secondly, its body was huge. Even if it desperately burned its god energy, it could still last longer than most of the other life forms. However, at this time, the 6 black balls destroyed half of its body the moment they pierced through. Shio. The 6 black balls became 6 beams of light and flew back to Luo Feng. They landed in his palm and vanished. Human. The transparent life form looked at Luo Feng. You should know that your body has been depleted by half. Luo Feng said. Within, he was shocked at the strong life force of the transparent life form. After all, the 6 poison balls used against the pinnacle of an emperor-level warrior back then would consume about 30% of his body. And against the weaker pinnacle, it only consumed about 50%. You only have 10% of your strength left. You're definitely not my match. Luo Feng looked at the transparent life form. The transparent life form stared at Luo Feng in the snow. Human, if you have anything to say, just say it. I admit, with the space lock, my speed is not as fast as yours. I can't escape and my strength is far from yours. Everything is under your control. However, you must understand there aren't many in the ice prison who are afraid of death. If you force me, I'll choose to self-destruct. I've just seen one self-destruct. Luo Feng smiled indifferently. Don't rush to self-destruct. It doesn't pose a threat to me. I have something to ask you now. If you answer honestly, I can spare your life. Spare me? The transparent life form couldn't believe it. I'm a man of my word. Luo Feng slowly descended from midair and landed in the snow. At the same time he said, I've already given you the chance. Don't miss it. Human, ask away. The transparent life form said. What life form are you? Of the trillions of races in the universe, there aren't many I don't know. Luo Feng asked directly. He was really curious about this. With his vast experience, there was actually a life form he didn't recognize. If it was a special life form, it would be fine. However, in battle, it didn't seem like it was a special life form. I'm from the Cang Jiang clan. The transparent life form said. A plant life form. However, when I was adventuring in the universe secret region, my life form mutated and became like this. Mutated. Luo Feng was shocked. Actually, using the Blood River crystal to become a black warrior, the Blood River energy would cause the bloodline genes to change. His body form would change. This too was a form of mutation. Just like the 9 Calamities manual, the evolution of the genes was also a form of mutation. However, the 9 Calamities manual was even more perfect. From the outside, one couldn't see any changes. Let me ask you again. Why did you come to kill me without any confidence? Luo Feng asked. The Cang Jiang clan life form said solemnly. Even though the majority of those in the ice prison have a thirst for life, the long lifespan has caused many of them to lose their cautiousness. Deep within, they may have a thirst for death. Hence, when they meet strangers, they don't even want to probe their strength. Instead, they'll just kill. Success is good, failure is a form of release. Don't compare the way things are done in the outside world to the ice prison. In the ice prison, the 5 tycoons are all very strong. There are also many other beings. Some are special life forms with tyrannical strength. They can live for countless years. Emperor pinnacles like us are the bottom. We have no chance at all. It's just that we can't accept it and continue to struggle. The Cang Jiang clan life form looked at Luo Feng. As for me coming to kill you, it's because I want to obtain an anonymous sensor. I want to use my consciousness to sense the virtual universe. I want to feel the outside world. Consciousness sensor? Luo Feng was shocked. Loneliness. Struggling between life and death, not for 10,000 years or 100 million years, but for endless eras with no end in sight. To be able to enter the virtual universe, how extravagant is that? The Cang Jiang clan life form looked at Luo Feng. Luo Feng nodded as he listened. He could understand these warriors that had been locked up for countless eras long to enter the virtual universe. Just like how even though he was roaming the universe, through the virtual universe, he was able to frequently meet his family and reunite. The virtual universe was 100% virtual. It made Luo Feng feel like it was real. He believed these warriors had the same desire. Do you have an anonymous number sensor? The Cang Jiang clan life form suddenly asked. Luo Feng was stunned. You let me enter the virtual universe, you let me interact with the outside world, I'm willing to do anything for you. The Cang Jiang clan life form said. I don't. Luo Feng shook his head. The Cang Jiang clan life form's transparent face was filled with disappointment and despair. Luo Feng, however, wasn't soft-hearted at all, because he was clear he definitely couldn't reveal the fact that he had an anonymous number sensor. The moment it got out, he would become the public enemy of the entire ice prison. The warriors of the ice prison would team up to deal with him. Luo Feng naturally wasn't that stupid. I'll ask you again. Luo Feng looked at the tall Cang Jiang clan life form. You all believe, as long as you gather 10,000 tags you can leave? We believe, of course we believe. The Cang Jiang clan life form's aura grew much stronger. Qing Wenko Knight said publicly in the distant past, he wouldn't play any tricks on us. What's more, other than believing, we have no other choice. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Over the countless eras, what's the situation in the ice prison? How many warriors are still alive? How strong are they? Slaughter. Schemes. Scheming and plotting. For that sliver of hope, they're willing to do anything. The Cang Jiang clan life form let out a piercing laugh. Human, the warriors of the ice prison are much more ruthless and crazy than those of the outside world. Some are even willing to perish together. Luo Feng recalled the card Slaughterer warrior from before that self-destructed. That warrior indeed wanted to kill Luo Feng, even going so far as to perish together with him. It was a pity he couldn't even touch Luo Feng. Eventually he self-destructed, not caring if Luo Feng was nearby or if he was in danger. As for strength, under extreme pressure, the strong can still unleash their full potential. The Cang Jiang clan life form said, from the countless eras till now, there are still about 860 survivors. About 860? Luo Feng sighed within. It seemed like over 11,000 foreign undyings had fallen. All of them have been forced to their limits. For example, those with powerful bloodlines have an advantage. Among the 860 or so formidable martial artists, peak stage King-conferred and high-level King-conferred martial artists are considered the weakest. The high-level King-conferred martial artists can only hide and do not dare to fight. All of them are very good at escaping. As for peak stage King-conferred God Kings, they dared to come out and fight. These were all at the bottom. There were about 800 of them. There were about 50 peak-level King-ranked formidable martial artists. There are also 10 who are close to becoming invincible Regis, as well as 5 who are truly invincible Regis, said the Cang Jiang lifeform. Let me show you something. With that, the Cang Jiang tribe lifeform waved its huge transparent arm, and a huge chunk of ice fell from the sky and smashed into the snowy ground. Luo Feng looked. The ice block was about 10 meters tall, with names and simple introductions written on it in demon race characters. This is the ranking. The ranking of the experts in the ice prison. The Cang Jiang lifeform sighed. It's too lonely and boring in the ice prison. I can't even focus on training as I can get ambushed at any time. After so many years, The ice prison ranking is one of the things that has piqued our interest. This is a ranking made by one of the 5 tycoons, Sky Wolf, according to the strength of the warriors from 1st to 863 from highest to lowest. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. How can one's strength be divided so clearly? If one's strength is equal, it's hard to say who wins or loses in battle. Of course we understand. However, the ranking made by Sky Wolf is still very trustworthy. It's also based on the battles in the ice prison. The Cang Jiang lifeform exclaimed. There's no hope of getting out of the ice prison. To be able to make it into the top 100 or even the top 50, it's considered an improvement. Don't you think it's funny? We've been so lonely here, we've come to value this ranking. The Cang Jiang lifeform laughed. That huge godly body was slightly trembling. Luo Feng looked at the rankings on the huge ice block. You can defeat me, but the terrifying warriors in the ice prison are really strong. Whether it's the 5 tycoons or the 10 emperors, they're all not to be trifled with. The Cang Jiang lifeform said. And as a newcomer you'll definitely be ambushed time and time again. You'll have to experience slaughter after slaughter. Unless you can defeat an emperor limit and prove your strength. Otherwise your days of battle will be endless. Luo Feng nodded. You can leave. Luo Feng said. You'll let me go? The Cang Jiang lifeform couldn't help but ask. If you don't leave I'll change my mind. Luo Feng looked at him. Human, I advise you not to be kind in the ice prison. Otherwise your outcome will be tragic. The Cang Jiang lifeform's voice resounded in mid-air. Simultaneously he immediately teleported away. Luo Feng had long removed the space lock. Luo Feng looked at the ice block on the snow ground. With a glance he memorized the detailed information carved on it. After which he flipped his hand and kept it in his world ring. As for the warning that Cang Jiang lifeform gave him before he left, Luo Feng didn't care at all. A strong warrior's style wouldn't change just because of a few words of advice. Card Slaughterer lifeform ranked 732. Cang Jiang lifeform ranked 611. Soul Devouring Beast ranked 102. Luo Feng muttered to himself. The Card Slaughterer and Cang Jiang lifeforms that he defeated were indeed at the bottom. The Soul Devouring Beast, on the other hand, was ranked higher due to its natural abilities. Through the information on the ice block, Luo Feng had a clear understanding of the ice prison. In the center of the ice prison was the Ice Sea. With the Ice Sea as the center, the entire ice prison was divided into 5 regions. Ice Sea, Eastern Ice Prison, Western Ice Prison, Northern Ice Prison and Southern Ice Prison. Those 5 leviathans, all consciously occupied their respective regions. They definitely wouldn't easily clash. Of the 5 leviathans, 3 of them are unique lifeforms. One is from the Tsu Dark race and the other is the Demon Emperor Sky Wolf. Luo Feng thought. The Golden Horn Beast's starting point was 10 times higher than a human's. Both were at the pinnacle of the Emperor level. A human's godly body had 100,000 Sector Lord strength, while the Golden Horn Beast had 1 million Sector Lord strength. And the unique lifeforms, even the weakest was comparable to the Golden Horn Beast. What's more, these 3, the weakest was 60 times that of a human and the strongest was 200 times that of a human. Not mentioning the other amplification techniques. Just the 3 that reached the pinnacle of the Emperor level, the strongest had a godly body that was 20 million times that of a Sector Lord's strength. How powerful was that? The Tsu Dark race was a rare race in the universe. They were as rare as the Masha race. They were naturally 10 times that of a human. The Demon Emperor Sky Wolf had the weakest foundations. They were naturally 6 times that of a human. Anyway, these 5 leviathans all had a high starting point. Along with the countless years of oppression and torture, they all had terrifying powers. There were a total of 3 unique lifeforms that survived the ice prison. These 3 have all become leviathans. Luo Feng sighed. Unique lifeforms are indeed heaven-defying. Humanity's foundations are weak. To reach the level of an invincible emperor, it's much harder. Luo Feng felt more and more the weakness of humanity in the universe. Humanity's natural talents were actually very average in the universe. However, this seemingly average human race actually gave birth to several absolute beings that shook the universe. Luo Feng built an underground dwelling in the snow beside the ice ocean. He would temporarily train here. According to the simple introduction on the rankings, these 5 leviathans are all comparable to my teacher True Yen Emperor. Luo Feng thought. Right now I don't even have the ability to get the 10,000 tags. That's fine too. I'll treat this as a training session for me. I'll defeat them one by one and leave the ice prison. As for whether Green Turtle Knight really releases the prisoners or not, that has nothing to do with me. If he dares to play any tricks, I'll ask my Primal Chaos City leader teacher to act. I'll make him suffer a double loss. Luo Feng closed his eyes and didn't think anymore. While the other warriors of the ice prison were yearning to leave, Luo Feng treated this as a training ground for himself. In the snow, a 3-meter-tall, fiery red expert with ferocious bone spikes all over his body and a scarlet mask on his face was striding forward. A powerful law domain spread out in a 10,000-kilometer radius around him, turning into an endless sea of fire. Wherever he passed, the snow was incinerated into lakes and even the lakes were boiling. However, as he passed, the boiling lakes swiftly froze under the effect of the ice prison and became snow, almost as though nothing had changed. Footprints. Unfamiliar footprints. The warrior with bone spikes all over his body said with a voice that echoed within his chest. A stranger has arrived in the ice prison. What an arrogant punk, he actually dares to leave his footprints and not erase them. Is this confidence? Ah. he strode forward. Wherever he passed, the snow would turn into boiling lakes. The 10,000 kilometers origin law domain was all within his scanning range. Finally he neared the ice ocean. Rumble. From the edge of the boiling lake, a silver silhouette suddenly rushed into the sky. After which, it spread its silver wings and floated in mid-air, looking down. His entire body covered in bone spikes and wearing a scarlet mask, the barbaric warrior looked up at Luo Feng and grinned. His one huge eye gleamed with a heart-chilling madness. Human. White Bone Emperor, one of the 10 emperors, rank 11. Luo Feng looked down at the newcomer, information flashing through his mind. The 5 tycoons, 10 emperors, representing the 15 strongest warriors of the ice prison. Under the circumstances where the 5 tycoons didn't easily appear, the 10 emperors were practically invincible. Human. There were roars, the madness was getting thicker and thicker. White Bone Emperor. Luo Feng's voice resounded from high above. His killing intent and battle intent emanated.